How do you avoid wasting time with someone who's just gonna waste your money and possibly kill your company? Hey guys, we're gonna talk about meal plans, software, and ordering systems. We've done videos on it in the past. I've shown you my ordering system solution that I created in the beginning of our company, but I want to go through some of the horror stories I'm hearing, and I want to explain both sides of the story, both the meal plan software company side and the consumer side. My business partner and I both have backgrounds that involve some pretty intensive custom development projects, and we're a bit more familiar and comfortable in this kind of space, actually more so than the food space, ironically. So our programs right now are all custom developed, but I'll tell you what we started with, and I'll also tell you how to avoid getting on with the wrong software program and what to look for. But before we get into that, hit the subscribes, hit the alerts, and check out the show notes, because in the description I'll have a link, and with that link not only will I send you a free copy of the ordering system that we created, hopefully that'll help you out, but you'll also have an opportunity to reach out to me with any questions, any feedback, any comments, really anything you want to share with me. If you have experience with a meal plan ordering system or software, positive or negative, I would love to hear about it, both to warn other people and also maybe point somebody in the right direction if you found a great solution that you're happy with.
Welcome to our channel, where we go behind the scenes of our meal plan company Fit Food Fresh and other local businesses across South Florida. Make sure you hit the subscribe and alerts so you never miss a video, and hit us with any questions or suggestions.
All right, let's talk meal plan software. A lot of you have been reaching out and mentioning meal plan software, either looking for what meal plan software to try, or you're already on a meal plan software that you're not happy with. And I'm hearing some really frustrating horror stories, and I just wanted to warn the people who aren't already dealing with it, the ones who are dealing with it, who aren't alone, unfortunately. And I want to make sure that nobody who's watching these videos gets screwed over by a meal plan software company, or any company really. And if I can prevent any company, let's do it. But let's start with meal plan software, all right? What I'm hearing from a lot of the owners I'm speaking with who are already on a meal plan software program, as you guys know, in the notes I always have a link that goes to the ordering system that I created, and it's something I created on Google Sheets. It's very basic. It's not a website or anything like that, but it is good enough to get your orders through some other means, whether it's email or through a very basic e-commerce system like WooCommerce, and you're able to keep track of them through that system. Some of you are reaching out and you're already beyond the needs of that system. You're already beyond, you've already solved what that system solves. So you're looking for the next level of a full-on e-commerce platform that's going to handle all your ordering and everything. First off, some of the meal plan business owners I'm speaking with are on software programs right now that are not delivering as promised or as expected. And I wasn't on the sales calls, so I'm going to try to be fair, and I'm not going to mention any of the software companies by name, because I was on the sales call. I don't know if this stuff was promised or if there was a misunderstanding, but I'm hearing some names multiple times, so it leads me to believe that there's probably some intentional deception going on. But I'm going to assume that everybody is trying their best and their software is just failing them. Plan software companies, I believe, are targeting meal plan companies because they've built one solution for one company and they've got a functioning system and they think that it is adequate. They're not as familiar with meal plan companies as you and I probably are. They're not as familiar with all the different nuances that the different companies can have, and they're kind of doing it in a broad stroke solution kind of way, when in reality all those different nuances matter substantially. You deliver once a week, I deliver twice a week. That's a big difference. You dictate a menu to people, I let people pick across over 100 items a week, any category, any quantity. That there's going to be a difference. You have a certain pricing structure, I do a flat pricing structure and a percentage off based on how much you buy. Like, these are all different things that have to be built in. And if company A doesn't have them and company B does, trying to fit company B into company A's software solution can be ugly. It can be time consuming. It could just not work. Depending on what platform they built the system on, each platform has its own strengths and weaknesses. A lot of programs, or a lot of platforms that are very easy to program and are very fast to build out and are almost turnkey, a lot of the times they're not going to be very flexible, not very customizable. So if what your business offers is something that fits within those very well-defined and very rigid terms and boxes, if it, if you've got a square and it's a square hole, good for you, it'll fit. But if it doesn't fit perfectly, if you have multiple delivery routes and you need to be able to bifurcate them, if you like all these different things to consider that these programmers aren't thinking about. I was on the phone with a gentleman and I just wanted to hear about their software. Big red flag was I wasn't able to walk through a demo myself. He had to do a screen share and walk me through, but nothing I could go in and play around with, but I'll get to that later. But he was discussing with me for a while, and he was telling me how much they specialize in meal plans, and he's out of state, but whatever state they're in, he's like, we're all on a meal plan here and yada yada yada. We believe in it, and that's why we created this software, because we saw there wasn't a solution for the software out there, and we knew the pains of these meal plan companies from being clients of them, and they're like blah 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 blah. I'm a client and a client. They weren't clients of meal plan companies. You know how I know? Because I had to explain to him that the food doesn't come warm. Yeah. He didn't understand that the food doesn't come warm. Like, what the, and you're saying that you're on a meal, like, what are you talking about, bro? So that turned me off big time, and that's what really got him on my radar. That and not being able to give me a demo. But that was blatant deception. And then he listed off a bunch of different modules that he made it seem like they had them. He went through all these abilities, and then when we got down to it, he's like, now we're launching these in phases, and we have the next enrollment period this Friday, so we could actually get you in with these other meal plan companies who are starting this Friday. Like, first of all, software company loads everybody in on one day, and why would they load them in on a Friday when they're going into a weekend where we're going to be getting a bunch of orders and their guys are going to be off? Like, that makes no sense. And my business partner and I fortunately have a background in software development projects, so this is kind of second nature to us. But you wouldn't do that if unless you had to. And onboarding a bunch of people at one time makes no sense. Like, it's okay to stagger them. It's like, give this company its logins and answer all their questions. Why try to truncate everything? Because you're gonna have to be spending a lot of personal one-on-one time on. Anyway, the basic takeaway was he was looking to sell meal plan software more than he was looking to improve meal plan businesses. Your objective is to improve your business, correct? So unfortunately, there's a disconnect when you're talking to these salesmen. Companies I've heard about recently from business owners, meal plan business owners, you guys, one of them I know I've heard of for years. I went through their demo probably 3 years ago, and they are still failing to bring a proper meal plan software system to the table. I think they custom built something for one company and they're just trying to fit everybody into it. That's the only thing that I can think of. Businesses I was speaking with, they have less features than ours. And these guys back then were promising that they'd be able to do stuff that, like, we're even beyond doing that now. So there's no way they would have been able to take care of us back then. They still couldn't do it right now. Their system as it works right now, as it doesn't work right now, would kill us. There's no way we would be where we are if we got on them. So thank God that we didn't. They are convincing because they've spoken with enough meal plan companies to know what the pains are. You gotta think of these software programs as being designed by software engineers. They are focused on solving the problems that you give them. They're not thinking necessarily about things that you're going to want to add in the future or little variables that your clients are going to throw at you, things that you're not thinking of when you're in the development meeting. And unfortunately, a lot of the solutions that they come up with are rather hard to change later on. The hard coding in a lot of these different program languages makes it easier for them to do. It's a more familiar structure for them to be using, but it might not be as easily adaptable as what a meal plan company who intends to evolve with the trends and try to appease such large populations of personalities and wants and desires and priorities, they might not be able to keep up with what you need them to do. As far as solutions that are out there, our current system and the system that we're developing are both custom. They're built from scratch. Our first e-commerce platform was WordPress, and we had a WooCommerce system. That is something I would recommend setting up and trying out. You're going to have some limitations, so make sure you understand that, but it will get you between now and doing a custom development build. You can also use Shopify. I know several meal plan companies who are using Shopify. Again, there's limitations on what you're going to be able to do. Not being able to have certain features will also make it harder for you to grow, because there's just going to be certain levels that you're only able to appease this many people, and with an average attrition of X, you find that there's this natural horizon you can't get past without some other injections of marketing or tapping into some other source of clients, or without adding that new feature. So just be careful when you're planning what you want to do. Make sure that the system is adequate and you're always thinking of having a receiver in the end zone before throwing the ball. Make sure that the software is able to handle what you want it to do. Make sure that it's going to be something that's scalable. I don't want to scare you away from trying out these new software companies, because someone's bound to get it right, or someone's bound to have a solution that is applicable to your situation, right? Well, how do you avoid wasting time with someone who's just going to waste your money and possibly kill your company? Definitely get referrals. Talk to the other meal plans who are already using the system. Never be the guinea pig. Let somebody else be the guinea pig. Think of it as you're Christopher Columbus and you're about to sail off the known world. You do not want to be buying your ships from a guy who's never built ships before, all right? Don't be the guinea pig. Make sure they've got references. Make sure they've got plenty. Get specific with how your meal plan works, how their meal plan works. If they deliver once a week and you deliver twice a week, and they dictate their menu and you let people pick, and you have all those differences and you don't get down to that, and they're just like, no, it works great. I love being able to have it set up to do this. I like having the CRM and the ordering system in one system. That might be great, but if it doesn't do everything that you need it to do, coupon systems, crediting systems, whatever it is, you're going to be very disappointed, and a lot of times it's going to be very expensive and very time consuming to do any custom development changes when you're working with their team. You're also going to want to make sure that you can get a login and go through the system and make sure all the modules are working, make sure all the sections are working, make sure all the data fields are performing properly, that the formulas are functioning properly. You're going to want to get through and take it for a test drive and kick the tires. Don't be satisfied with someone who's just going to walk you through a screen share version. They should be able to give you a login and let you play around with it. You don't have to set up your credit card processing and run transactions and do all that, but you should be able to go into some system that they have somewhere set up. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Do the research and your due diligence ahead of time. Do that now so you don't get screwed. I'll probably do a walkthrough video of our current ordering system so I could show you what our back end looks like, some of the reports that we have, some of the dashboard features that we have, just so you can have that stuff in mind. So when you do talk to these developers and you want something built out, or when you're building it out yourself, you know what kind of things you might not need right now, but you will need or want very badly in the near future. That's all I've got for you guys. Hope you enjoyed this air rant. It's by ranting while errands. If you've been working with a meal plan software company and you've got an experience you'd like to share with me, positive or negative, I'd love to hear from it. If you want to know the names of the companies I haven't been hearing great things about, just so you can be weary when you do your research with them, I'd be happy to share that with you, so reach out. If you want to see the ordering system that I've created, I'll give you a free copy of that. You can use it as you please. I've got some instructional videos on how it works, so you can check out those videos as well. Check out the links below for both those. The form in the Google link below will let you ask me a question, give me some feedback. I would love to hear from you guys. Hit the subscribes, hit the alerts. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you found it informative. Hopefully I could save at least one of you from wasting some time and money on some bullshit software that's just going to leave you high and dry. Definitely reach out to me if you are considering someone, so I can at least give you the names of the ones I know not to work with right now.